So this is our daily routine. I take my son to school in the morning, and then Kobe and I go for a walk on the beach. This sandberm I'm walking on was placed here by the city. They do this every year at the beginning of winter to protect the areas along the beach from the high surf. Kobe, that's too big. That's way too big. Can you find one smaller? Really? Come on. Gianna.
Mi sa che è una femmina.
Maschio.
Ah, maschio?
Hey guys. Hey. Hey, look at you. You're crazy. Okay, now that playtime is over, we're gonna make the 30-kilometer drive out to Tower House. get this cleaned up a little bit. There's a lot of spider webs on here. When I first found this in the house, I just thought it was an old chair. I didn't really think anything of it. And I didn't understand why I had this swivel here. Wasn't sure. And an older person explained to me that this chair is used for praying. And the way it worked, you could use it as a regular chair, but you can lift this up and you can kneel here. I can't do it because it's quite old and it's a bit fragile. You would kneel here and then you can put your elbows up here and do a daily prayer. And I'd never seen anything like this. I thought this was just so nice. It's one of the few things that I kept here in the house. I keep this stored in the tower, but there are a few other things here that I found when I was going through some of the things that I found in the tower, as well as in the carpentry shop. In the carpentry shop, as I already pointed out, there are 2 workbenches. And this was a drawer that was kind of up underneath one of the workbenches. And it wasn't obvious that it was there. In fact, I had the benches for maybe 2 years or so before I found this what I would like to say is, it's like a secret compartment. And what I found in here, I want to share with you. It's very interesting. Let's turn this around like this. So here, I'm not sure whether you can see that very well, but this is what they call a carta di circolazione, and it's sort of an owner's manual for, in this case, I believe it's a Vespa. It's dated 1960. And this was the libretto, they call it. And you can see here the years that the owner paid taxes. These are tax stamps, what they call the bolo. And they're dated, here's 1968, here's 71. And it has the information of the original owner and let's take a look here. There's a person that lived here in Ancona, well, in the provincia de Ancona, here in Arcevia, Castiglioni di Arcevia. It's old libretto, and I'm not sure, folio complementare for a motociclo, which is basically a Vespa. Here is another carta di circolazione, but this is quite old. Wow, look at this. And I found these things as I was going through here, and I thought, I'm going to keep this. This is from 1953. And this is for a 125 scooter from 1953. And this is the original libretto. You can see the payment, the bolo mark, what they call is the tax stamp in lire. And you know, of course, I mean, what am I going to do with this stuff? I just find it so very interesting to see the history here. And I believe Let's take a look here. I believe these must have been the plates that were on these, I don't know, these are quite big to be on a Vespa. But maybe so. Maybe so. Another thing I found was this notebook. It was also here in the drawer. Seems to be just notes from the carpenter, different measurements. And the date in here is the agenda, 1978. I was 13 years old, 1978. By the way, tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 59 years old. My gosh, how time flies. But I think one of the more interesting things that I've found in the box is this here. This is a prayer book. I don't know if the printed year is here, but let's take a look. But what I found inside were these prayer cards. Now, and these prayer cards here are dated. And the one that I have here, let's take a look. Hopefully you can see these okay. All right, so this one here doesn't have a date. Let's put that there. This particular card here for, let's see, it says Vincenzo, Santa Vincenzo. Believe this is the oldest one. It's dated 1900. 25th of July 1900 is the print date for this preghiera. It's a prayer to the saint. Another that I have here is, let's see, well, this one here is not dated. Some are dated and some are not. The Sacro Cuore. This is 1922. 1922, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. This is the adoration of the Pastori. No dates. Take a look at this one. No, it doesn't. I don't see a date on this one either. But I've kept all of these. Just part of the history of this house and of the previous owners. I find this sort of thing very interesting. I just can't get rid of this stuff. I shared these with the family of the carpenter, and they were very surprised to see the personal effects of their great-great-grandfather. I'm not sure how many generations it goes back. I considered giving this to them. In fact, the daughter that was there had asked her mother, why isn't it we have these things? These are the personal effects of one of our oldest relatives that passed away. And at one point, I started to give this to them. And I may still do so, but for now, I'm going to hold on to them. Put all this stuff back into the tower, and there's something else I want to show you. Let's go ahead and put this away. Let's get this open. Let's get these wide open. So we have a lot of light. All right. Okay, I have the garage all opened up, and there's something I want to show you here that I didn't point out in my earlier videos. So let's take a look over here. We'll walk. Now, standing here at the entrance to a tunnel. And this tunnel goes back into the earth 13 meters. And it's here in the garage. You enter straight into the garage and it goes down into this tunnel. You can see here. It was explained to me that in the medieval times, these tunnels were constructed as a maze underneath the entire castello, and they were all linked, and they were used to escape or to defend the castle during attack. Now this tunnel here has been closed off at the 13-meter point. When I look at the original plans of the house, it shows that this tunnel teed to the left and to the right. Now the previous owners had this bricked out and then closed the left and right passageways. But we're going to go in here and I'll show it to you. And as we move down into here, into the tunnel, the temperature drops quite a bit. It's very cool in here. So let's go on in here. We'll take a look as we walk in here. Okay, you're going to have to excuse the mess in here. I do have some things stored in here. Let's go in here. And because of the humidity that exists here, this is a great place for a cantina, or as someone told me to hang sausage in here. And it was perfect. So we're going to go all the way back. I have these chairs stored back here. All right. And now here it bricked off. It was, I think, let's back up a little bit. Maybe 1.5 meters is where this tunnel went to the left and to the right and would have connected to the bottom, I guess, underneath other houses. So I'm going to turn on and give you a look as we look back. Come on, go. Okay. All the way down in the tunnel. I don't come back here often. As you see, I don't store things this deep into the tunnel because in the past when I've put things here, they end up having a light coat of mold just because of the humidity back here. So let's go ahead, head back out. I think my plan for this space would be for a wine cantina, right? You would put shelves here, put a beautiful door here at the entrance. Let's take a look. It's in the same space that I have the table saw stored. I wanted to keep the saw rather than donate it to an agriculture museum, which actually was interested in coming in and taking it. And I have some plans for it. I'll share that later when it's time. For now, I have it stored here. This thing is heavy. Had to be moved here with a kind of a type of forklift that you hand push forklift to get this in here. Now we're going to go ahead and go upstairs, maybe get a little work done. So, come on, Cope. Now before I show you the next thing that I found here, I want to show you how I found it. When you look at these old walls, you would think they're solid all the way through. But what I've found is sometimes there's a space that's hidden behind the stones. It could be a small space similar to this nook that's here. And this I'm going to leave open. I'm not going to close this. But occasionally, like here, there's a small hole in there, and then I can see in there, there's an open space in there. I don't know how big it is, and I'm not going to explore in there because I would have to remove all of these stones here. And when I'm working here and I'm taking mortar out of these stones or moving stones to do repairs, I keep in the back of my mind, you remember that scene from Under the Tuscan Sun where the workers are working in the house and all of a sudden it shudders and then the whole wall collapses and they come running out, and it was very funny and they're all laughing. Well, I'm not going to laugh if that happens to me, especially because I'm here working alone 95% of the time. And the last thing I want is for one of these walls to collapse. But these little holes that I found that reveal these open spaces are how I found what I'm about to show you. I'm moving in here because it's behind this wall that I found what I'm about to show you. Take a look at these. I have a set of bones here. The first one appears to be, well, it's been cut cleanly on either side. Appears to be a rib bone maybe from an animal. I'm not sure. The other bone that I found is not clean cut, but has been broken and you can see it's the end of the bone. I'm going to assume this is also animal. At least I hope it is. I can't imagine how this got in the wall or what significance it had to the person that put it there. It could have been, I guess, maybe someone that was here working and was having lunch and just kind of tossed it there into a little cavity in the wall. Who knows? But if I find anything else interesting here, I'll definitely share it with you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And here in a couple days, I'll release part 2 of the wall renovation video. Thanks for watching.